exactly what you want to do. And the Argonauts, give them credit, are flying around making these things happen, punching the ball out, being opportunistic, and taking advantage of a team that is down.
Flags are down as Calvillo throws. It looks like the Argos may have jumped as the pass was incomplete. And remember, the Argos turned in a great defensive performance in their last game against BC. Did not allow the Lions a touchdown. 4 times only the Lions got into the red zone inside the Toronto 20-yard line.
Toronto, number 35. 5-yard penalty, first down Montreal.
As Kim Murphy calls offsides on Toronto, Gordon, to your point, that defensive performance started with the defensive line. Khalif Mitchell, you're talking about Keontae Tripp, John Williams, who was hurt earlier in the week. That's why he's not in the lineup. And, of course, Cleon Lang, their draft choice 2 years ago. That's where it started. Tonight, they haven't had to do anything because the Alouettes offense hasn't been on the field.
Calvillo throws, and the pass is caught. S.J. Green's got a first down. And dives ahead to the 42-yard line, a pickup of 17 yards, and an Alouette first down.
Yeah, and I mean, even this play, it has to be precise because there's not a big window there. This is what a 20-year-old vet gives you. Robinson's almost underneath that. That's in the zone, soft zone there. AC sees it, puts the ball in the money, and then State Green, Solomon Jr. Green, turns it upfield for a first down. And that's what you have to do. One play at a time here to crawl back in this for the Alouettes.
Now back to the ground they go. Messum's got a seam for a moment. Marcus Ball took him low, and then Jalil Carter took him high. The gain is 5. And Marcus Ball shaken up on the play for the Toronto Argonauts. And remember, Ball was a big factor last year in that East Division final against Montreal with the 2 interceptions in that game.
Absolutely he was. And last week he got himself another one. Marcus Ball playing tremendous productive defense. There he looks like he's just kind of getting wrapped up and slung to the ground by the big Jerome Messam. Like you said, get some help from.
Ball being attended to. The CFL on TSN returns to Montreal after this. Marcus Ball was a key part of the Argonauts' late season surge last year, back to the sidelines. And meantime, from a Montreal perspective, Jim Popp, who is taken over for the 3rd time as the head coach of this team, began his pro football career as a coach, was an assistant in Saskatchewan. His dad was a longtime coach. He said coaching is in his blood, but obviously didn't want to do it. And time is running short this season, and let's be honest, with quarterback Anthony Calvillo, who's 41 later this month. Second down now for Calvillo, throws it underneath. Messam, the catch, dives ahead. Pat Watkins there on the stop, and they will mark the ball inside the 50-yard line. They'll be at least 2 yards short.
I believe Jonathan Hood from Western, who's replacing Marcus Ball, who's out. He was in on that tackle as well on 2nd and long, and was in the right spot at the right time. Got a little help from the corner and forced another 2 and out. Stopped the drive. It wasn't a 2 and out. Montreal actually got a first down.
That drive began at the Alouette 3-yard line after the great kick by Noel Prefontaine. So Chad Owens, who has a missed field goal return officially of 118 yards in this game, stands back at his 15 to take the punt from Sean White.
Let him go.
Good kick by White. Chases Owens to the sidelines. That's the 15. And Owens got spun around right away. And a flag comes down on the tackle as Montreal's Patrick Lavoie got his arm out, and they may call the horse collar tackle here.
Patrick Lavoie coming off a herniated disc, 3.5 months of rehab. He's trying to find his niche in this Montreal scheme of things, as everybody else is.
Toronto, number 39. Half the distance to the goal, first down.
They actually called Josh Gatlin for the hold, so that will negate the return and send the Argos back inside their 10-yard line. And this is what Chad Owens, who broke into the CFL as an Alouette, has done to them in the last 12 months. You look at the total yards in the East Final. That included more than 200 receiving yards. And now the Argos are backed up to their own 7-yard line, their worst field position of the game. backs his way up to the 15-yard line.
He did, didn't he, Gordon? He just kind of like backed his way out of bounds there, getting a couple more extra yards. Ricky Ray read the zone coverage. Knew as soon as he caught the ball, he knew he was going with it. That's what you have to do as a quarterback. That's what the good ones do. Recognize what the defense is giving to him before the ball is snapped. Knows where you're going to go with the football before he catches it, before the ball's even snapped, and he delivers with timing.
Mark, the gain is 8. As the Argos have the ball at their 15-yard line. And now the short yardage team comes in. And Zach Collaros, who was 21 of 25 passing last week for 3 touchdowns, comes in. Fakes the pitch, and Collaros will take off. He's got room to run. And had the big man, Mark Parento, in front of him. Mike Edom finally makes the stop, but on that short yardage play, the gain is 13.
Gordon, we have seen some crazy things on short yardage this year. Got quarterbacks going sideways for 5 or 6 yards. Here, he's going to fake the toss, and it's going to reverse, and then you're going to see Parento come around in the hole, and he's just going to follow him upfield, untouched, basically. Penetration kills that. Edom slides over the top and makes a nice tackle. Well-designed short yardage play by the Argonauts. Collaros wanted to take that to the house.
On first down, Ray's back in, wanting to go deep. Now throws underneath for Dury, and the pass is incomplete. Of course, it was here last year that Ricky Ray injured his other knee. That kept him out for a month.
He said this time around it wasn't as serious. We thought it was. We saw we doing a little amateur lip reading on the sidelines. We thought he said he felt it pop, but it wasn't as serious. The bye week came at the right time for the Argonauts. He had some time off. It's basically been 3 weeks to the day, but he was injured. Looks like he's good to go.
Alouette defense has been the team's strength so far this year. Now on second down, Ray drops it underneath the game. Steele makes the catch. Chuggles gets out to the 40-yard line. That'll be good for a Toronto first down.
Yeah, Ricky Ray, he feels a little pressure, and he's limping after this play. And he slides up in the pocket, keeps his eyes downfield, as all good quarterbacks will. And he knows that his safety's right in front of him, and he just kind of forces it out there. Gets hit late by Edro Kowali. I don't know why a flag wasn't thrown there, because that's uncalled for. Need to keep our superstars clean, and that's way after the ball was delivered. Edro taking a little frustration out on his ex-teammate, Ricky Ray.
First down, Toronto back to the ground. They go to Steele, who bounces outside, room to run. Out across the 50-yard line, another Toronto first down, and again the safety, Mike Edom, over to make the stop.
Not before Curtis Steele had a chance to show us his lateral movement. You watch this, when you go to practice, they work on it every day. And they work on the lateral movement. This guy's got tremendous quick feet, and he shows it once again in the open field. Makes the guy miss. We saw it last week. He settled down. He was kind of in front of himself. You got Rogers coming out in front of him. He puts a move on Gerald Brown. Doesn't even get a hand on him. Picks up another 4 yards. Curtis Steele getting it done.
Receiver package in now, and they give the ball to one of them, Andre Dury, who's kind of a combination of a slot back and fullback. Jeff Tisdale there to make the stop as Dury slipped. As Zach Collaros is back in the game for Toronto, so I wonder if that late hit on Ricky Ray might have had an effect.
Yeah, I told you he was limping after that, and it was a late hit that wasn't called. And I'm sure that he was kind of maybe feeling it out, having him looked at over there. He's taking it all in. Looks like he just might get some water, take a breath. Not like they're going to lose a step with Collaros.
Throws it high for Dury, batted up in the air and almost intercepted by Billy Parker, who had nothing but stripes in front of him. It'll be third down now for Toronto.
Gord, I would suspect that we'll see Ricky Ray next series if he's good go, but this ball's high. It's a good thing. If not, that could have gone the other way because Billy Parker was trying to undercut that. Zach Collaros was special, though, in his start last week. Really seemed to play the game, Game wasn't too overwhelming for him. He managed it, he reacted really well.
Noel Devine standing back at the 15-yard line to take the punt from Noel Prefontaine. 8 to go in the opening half. Great kick by Prefontaine. Chases Devine back to the 5-yard line. And Devine with a flag down gets out to the 21-yard line. A 49-yard kick, and return to 13 in the CFL on TSN. Back after this.
Shop at Safeway.
Yeah, it's a beast on special teams. And meet Paul trying to stay with James Jurachuk. And right here, there's separation. There's too much separation here. Amit Paul has got to be on his hip, and he's not. And this is where he gets in trouble. And now he turns his back, and it's all he's got. He's not on his hip. He can't get his head in front, and he's going to block him in the back every time.
Once again, the Alouettes on the penalty are hemmed in deep. The give goes to Jerome Messer. The gain close to 6 yards. So the problem for the Alouettes: compounded turnovers, bad field position, and facing an Argonaut defense coming off a very good week last week. Although, so far this season, the Argonauts defense has allowed more yards than any other in the CFL.
Absolutely. 401 yards a game around that area, and or 140 on the ground. And they're just giving it up. And that hasn't been the case here because of the turnovers and field position and capitalizing on those turnovers. And that's been their key to success. And that defensive line, Toronto, still fresh, which is going to cause a problem for the Alouettes.
Now Calvillo near the goal line. Throws over the top. He's got a man, but the pass is intercepted. Pat Watkins steps in front of D.L. Moore. And Watkins with his first interception of the year. And Calvillo has now thrown his 5th of the season. Another turnover by the Montreal Alouettes. The 4th of the game. And the Argos with the ball when we come back.
Travis Lulay here, he just takes Norman back and sacks Lulay and throws him like a sack of potatoes. Thank you very much. Again, tonight, watch him right here. Watch this over the top. This is working in unison. Watch the swim move right there over the top, and then splits the leverage. There's Keontae Tripp flushing AC. AC underthrows it. The 6'5" corner goes up and gets it. Turnover for the Argos.
And now the throw to Chad Owens, and Owens dives down to the 40-yard line. The Argos have had great field position in this game. Their average drive start at their own 52-yard line. This is the 3rd time they've taken over the football on the Alouette side of midfield.
These are the nights you love as a quarterback. Short field, just taking pot shots at the defense, and Ray's been doing that. Finding John Childs twice in the end zone on corner routes. His patented move.
Meantime, the Alouettes lead the league in interceptions and have allowed the lowest completion percentage defensively of any team in the league. But the Argos are shredding them tonight. Here comes Daraj. Ray throws. The pass is caught. Mike Bradwell. But right away, Byron Parker is on him to limit the gain to about 5.
Yeah, Ray had to get rid of it because he's got the Angry Bird Kyrus Abear in his face coming off the edge. And Steele comes over late and picks it up. And Ray's got to get, here's Steele here. You're going to watch the Angry Bird come off the edge. And Ray's got to bring it. Oh, the bird comes right up the middle. I'm sorry. Comes right over the A-gap. Steele recognizes it. The ball is gone by Ricky Ray already.
To rush again, Ray throws again. Andre Dury down the 35-yard line. Check out the 30, and that will be an Argo first down. So Andre Dury was shaken up earlier, back in the offense for Toronto, as is Ricky Ray.
And Ricky Ray sees everything so quickly. Like I said, pre-snap read. All these guys are basically coming. Ricky sees it. No worries. Steele going and getting his man. Gerald Brown off the edge. Ricky delivers. That's an easy pitch and catch. Right now, the Alouettes defense is on its heels. They're tired, and Ricky Ray's taking advantage.
He's 13 for 15 for 126 yards and 2 touchdowns. Pump fake by Ray. Wants it all. Goes to the end zone. The pass is incomplete. He was looking there for Jason Barnes. And that's the first incompletion in the last 2 Ricky Ray starts where you could say the receiver couldn't catch it. When you can remember every incompletion, you're on a roll.
Yeah, absolutely, Gordon. And I was at practice a couple times this week watching the Argonauts. And it was a design play. And oftentimes we don't see Ricky make mistakes, but he should have gotten off of that because that play was not there from the beginning, and he should have dumped it down. I know he'll be hard on himself when he watches video tomorrow. He was hoping for something that wasn't there.
Now second down, Toronto. And Ray fires. The pass is caught. Bradwell with it. And he's brought down the play by Ed Gainey. And they'll mark the ball at the 14-yard line. Another Toronto first down.
And Mike Bradwell just getting back in the lineup the last couple of weeks brings a sense of toughness to this club now. And he's kind of embraced that attitude and that mindset and that calling card, so to speak. He brings a level of toughness that wasn't there when he played at McMaster 5 years ago, but he's developed into that role. Coaches love his style of play.
First down from the 14. And Ray to throw again, caught by Barnes, touchdown! Jason Barnes with his 4th touchdown catch of the year. And the Toronto Argonauts are hanging a number on the Alouettes in Montreal.
Absolutely. Jason Barnes does everything. He's just in and out, just a little. It's just a in and out, a slant. Ricky puts it up. Watch this. He's going to run up here under enough. And what? The ball's going to be put on his upfield shoulder. Not his back shoulder, but on the 8. He's going to put it right on the 8 upfield. Defenders underneath. Billy Parker can't get to it. It's a perfectly thrown football. Nice hands catch there by Jason Barnes. Ricky Ray once again is on fire.
Ball's gone. 28-0. The defending Grey Cup champions with the lead. They came here and stunned the Alouettes last November in the East Division Final, winning 27-20. Remember that last-second pass to Brian Bratton that bounced off his hands that could have forced overtime? But it's no contest so far tonight.
Absolutely. Sac State to Sac State. Ricky Ray to Jason Barnes.
Former Edmonton Eskimo teammates.
Absolutely.
Here are the last 2 plays of that drive, Matt.
Yeah, it's just a bang route by Bradwell. Fakes like he's going to run a quick out. Slides underneath. And then you just got to in and out here. Little slant with the wheel over the top. Upfield shoulder throw. Like I said, it's Sac State to Sac State.